Wednesday. The kids will love it, and so will you. Taco Bell, 217 Moorabool Street, Geelong, sponsors of Double YR.
Football 93, we get into third stanza, GDFL football, Montowari and the other team.
Eastern Suburbs, and they've started back here, Shane.
Not to worry, mate, not to worry.
Going into attack here was Montowari, but the defence of Calvin Gray sees momentary release. He comes to the member side of the ground, across the face of goal, looking for a teammate out there in Bird, and Bird runs it over the boundary line, and we're back here for the second half of the game.
Whilst that ball's over the boundary line, yeah, that's better, Ron. Thank you. Whilst that ball is over the boundary line for round 20 in the GFL, St Albans 48-32 leads West Saints 4-12-36. St Joseph take 250. Giving North Shore a run around up there through 5.23. Newtown 5.35, low 12.749. Grovedale has a buy, South Island has a buy, Leopold has a buy, and obviously Bell Park and Belding St Mary's, but they won't put their phone on the hook.
They have taken their phone off the hook. That's disappointing, but well, it's an interesting scoreline there of GFL football. Thanks to Noel Fanning. Back to the football, Tassie Hodgson, ball at half forward for Montowari.
Yeah, and it's Mick Meeson, the big fella, back on the ground. He's got the ball 40 metres out from goal. Looks downfield for an option. Oh, he's got a short one there, but he ignores that. He comes in, Meeson. He goes long. Just pushing it to the right-hand side. They'll contest just in front of the goal square, and taking the mark for the Eastern Suburbs side is Rundle. So Rundle will relieve the pressure for Eastern Suburbs. Montowari straight into attack in this first couple of minutes of the third quarter. Rundle goes with a kick towards Watson, and Watson takes the mark after late attention from Owen Berryman. So Watson, the dashing Watson, will bring the ball from the back pocket and kick up towards half-back flank. He does that and goes in the direction of O'Leary. O'Leary out the front can't mark. The big fella Bird, off the ground goes O'Leary, and the umpire says that's a bit dangerous and we'll give a kick here to the Montowari side. And it looks like it'll be Big Meeson again, the second kick for the third quarter to kick Montowari back into it.
Michael Meeson, the centre-half forward, started very well in the first quarter as well for the Montowari side. Punts it long, but there's a nest of Eastern Suburbs defenders. The ball kicked forward, Welsh screams for the free kick and will get it against David.
That should be 50. It's got to be 50.
Well, yes. Poor umpiring.
That's bad umpiring.
No 50-metre penalty forthcoming. Phil Welsh now with the football for the Montowari side.
Philip Welsh, he goes short, looking for, he can't find a teammate out in front's Watson, he can't mark. Eventually it looks like Gray clearing towards the boundary line. The ball just dribbles out of bounds in front of Owen Berryman, and we'll have another boundary throw in. So up in doing the ruck work here, looks like Big Meeson coming down. Meeson will do the ruck work. He's got plenty of teammates in there. Walsh is in there, McLean. There's the throw-in. Meeson works the front position, gets it towards McLean. He can't take it. Eventually, Peters slaps it forward. Looks like O'Leary working onto it. And once again, we'll have a boundary throw-in. So, a boundary throw-in again. Bird will do the ruck work this time against Reuter. The big fella, Andrew Reuter. Bird works to that front spot. Eventually, Reuter gets it back. Thump goes to nobody. Eventually, good kick out there by Dwayne Walsh. Goes to half forward. Up they go. Can't take the mark there. Look like Smith. Eventually, it's kicked out for Eastern Suburbs. Back towards where Reuter's in front. He can't mark. It's picked up by Bird. Bird goes in short. That's Thompson. He can't mark. It's his brother Mick Thompson tackled when he didn't have it. No free kick. Eventually, Graham Thompson again. This time it's Mick Thompson working it in front of him. Good defence there from the Montowari side with Danny Mortar. They got a chance through Russell. Heavy tackle by Frank Nofi. Eventually row bottom. Now it's back to Graham Thompson. He's found space. He goes with the left foot towards the full forward line. The big Bird can't take the mark. He butters up and gives out a nice handball to his running teammate, and Montowari clear through the agency of Sean Phillips.
Sean Phillips, it was. Got a little bit of treatment there from Maury Stevenson. They're just having a little bit of discussion. Umpire Munro right on the job. The ball cleared right out of the outside centre wing, and we'll see a boundary throw in here outside centre wing up the Western Oval.
We got some bad news there at half-time, Ronnie, that David Cook's been taken to hospital, so let's hope for his family's sake, and also David that he's not too many problems there. We see Mortar take possession. Mortar goes from half-back towards the half-forward flank. Hovey can't take the mark. He's been tackled without it. Troy Hovey will get the free kick half-forward flank to send Montowari into attack.
Yes, been in and out of the game to date, Tassie. Needs to get a little bit of consistency. This time his kick is a lovely one too, to the lead there of Bertel Miser. At ground level, it looks like Basile. Good football by Basile. Chips in a lovely drop punt pass down the throat of the leading Neil Smith, and the ponytailed number 13 jersey for the Mottawarri side. An opportunity here from 45.
And here comes Smith. He pushes that one to the right-hand side and over the line for one behind. So Mottawarri have started off pretty well this quarter, Ronnie, doing all the attacking early.
Yes, they certainly have, and well, they're an accomplished side, only having the one loss for the season. I think they'll recover. Stanovsky now, the full back for the Eastern Suburbs side, goes short and finds the radar, Alan Rundle.
Rundle goes to half-back flank, eventually chipping in his Mortar. Mortar gets handball to Walsh, back to the running Russell. Russell with the left foot in towards Mason. Last line, good defence there from Greenwood. He butters up, forces that one to the boundary line and sees it over the line. So good defence there for Greenwood. He was under a bit of pressure there from the big fella Mason. Probably should have made something better of that, but Mason will contest the ruck work and the throw-in against Andrew Reuter.
Important boundary throw-in. Can Mottawarri convert? To Mason there, utilised a good work there from Norman. Comes to ground, Basile now over the top to Bertel Miser. Tried to break through the tackle but couldn't do so. The ball now, the loose ball, sees Radar Rundle. Beat Hovey. Hovey butters up again though for Mottawarri, but can't control the ball and it's out of bounds, 45 metres from the Mottawarri goal. It's 7 minutes gone to the third and final term.
Here's the throw-in. Up they go. They contest. Mason gets a tap down. Eventually Hood takes it. Goes with the left foot towards centre half forward. Up they go. Little bit of holding going on there, but it doesn't matter for Mottawarri because McLean's taken the mark. Goes in short, looking for and finding. No, he doesn't find his teammate. Eventually Peter Bird clears through centre half back. Goes out looking for Nofi. Nofi and Wood. Wood's first back on the scene. He takes possession. Goes in short towards McLean. He can play on. He does that. Comes out to member side where Berryman's got about 50 metres on his side. Berryman takes the mark, falls over and holds it up. He's got runners. Looks like Jackson coming past. He ignores that one, goes back, looking for an option. Jackson's still there for him if he wants it, but he gives that up and goes where Watson takes a good mark. So he should have made something better of that, the young fella Berryman.
Yes, certainly should have, Tassie. As we see now that Dean Watson, the dasher for the Suburbs, does exactly the same thing. Kicked the kick between him and Berryman. Owen Berryman couldn't take the mark, but butted up well, kicks the half forward. But again, the little men from the Suburbs doing well. Peter Bird picks it up, kicks the ball to half forward, but the big arms of McBird, the ruckman for the Mottawarri side, take a timely mark.
So Bird goes in short looking for Berryman, but out in front taking the mark for the Eastern Suburbs side, Peter Bird, centre wing. Bird will send them into attack. He goes in short towards half forward flank looking for the lead of Rowbottom, but spoiling that is Russell. Eventually Jackson butters up for him and goes back in the direction of Reuter, and out in front once again taking the mark is Bird. So Bird will kick them back into attack again. He's got no fish short. He ignores that and goes long where Jackson's out in front. Over the back, no mark. Eventually coming in and picking up for his Morris Stevenson. Goes on the left foot towards the goal square, Treblecock. And great mark by Treblecock, a one-hander in front of McPhee. And Treblecock's got a chance to put their six on the board, Ronnie.
Yes, well, Ray McPhee has done a great job today on Greg Treblecock. He hasn't kicked a goal today, the goal kicker. For the Eastern Suburbs side, he has kicked 54 goals, equal with Drago Galubovic for the Suburbs, who played in the reserves today, the Prince of No Stretchers, and that'll break David Tigger Cook's heart down there in Anglesey.
So he comes in and puts that one straight through the middle, looks like. The umpire moves across and gives it the all clear. 6 points that takes Eastern Suburbs on to 6 goals, 6, I think. Ronnie, does it?
Yes,
it's like 6-6, they lead Mottawarri 3-6-24, so 6-6-42 on the Rockies 24-hour locksmith scoreboard. We've played 9 minutes into the third quarter, and after going into attack probably 3 or 4 times there in that first 5 minutes, Eastern Suburbs break through and kick the first goal of the quarter.
Taco Bill's third and final quarter of football, and Taco Bill, top of the hill, Mirrabel Street. All that lovely hot Mexican food at Taco Bill.
Up they go in the centre. Reuter gets a tap down towards the runner. Vic Thompson goes through centre forward, kicks towards Treblecock again. He drops what he should have taken, but butters up. In they go now. McPhee's got a chance to clear with the left foot. He does that and goes towards Russell. Russell scoops it in. That was good football, and he plays on through half back. Goes to the outer wing looking for his teammate down there in, looks like Bertelmeiser's come out from the full forward position he has. Looks like they've moved Bertelmeiser out to centre forward, and the big fella, number 19, that's Mick Mason's gone back to the full forward post. So as you called it, Ronnie?
Well, I think I'm a little surprised because Mason was doing well. Ball, now they're still kicking against the breeze this term. Not quite as strong as it was early stages. Well, interesting to see what will happen. Hopefully trying to get Bertelmeiser into the game. Doesn't matter because Eastern Suburbs get the free kick on that outer side centre wing, and Graham Hood drives them into attack. Looks to Rowbottom, who flew at the back of the pack. Could have hurt himself too when he landed. As we see now the ball cleared there from the Mottawarri side. Paul Mason now. The Moosa picks it up from 55 metres.
His brother.
Great mark.
Taking the mark.
Great mark. Michael Mason. Bit of brotherly love there, and it's great to see in this great game of ours, Australian rules football, as Paul Mason finds his brother Michael, and Michael's only 12 metres from goal, 45-degree angle, and would have to fall over the miss this one, doesn't it?
And as you called it, back at half-back, Rowbottom's still in a bit of trouble there. Looks like he might have twisted the knee, getting a treatment from the trainers. They won't want to lose him, as we see him come in and Mason and put that one straight through the middle. So this game's still well and truly alive.
Certainly is.
Build up, isn't it, from the Mottawarri side, Ronnie?
Great build-up. 10-minute mark of the third and final quarter of football moves Mottawarri to 4-6. 30 points they trail. Eastern Suburbs 6-6-42 on the Taco Bill, the top of the hill, third quarter scoreboard.
Oh, this will be interesting to see if they can get it out of the centre and get another goal on the board. That'll get them right back in the hunt. We'll see the ball back in the middle. It'll be Reuter up against a big fella, Bird, doing a power of work. Up they go. Bird wins the tap down. Hovey can't take it cleanly. Walsh goes in. Eventually it's shuffled out there for Mottawarri. Goes to the waiting arms of Rundle for Eastern Suburbs, and Rundle's got a chance to clear for Eastern Suburbs. He does that and goes long where Bird's out in front. He can't take what he should have. Rowbottom's in there to score. Eventually Jackson picks up and tries to burst through the pack. Oh, that was a bit hard, Ronnie. Umpire's called him dropping the ball.
Yeah. I suppose he tried to break the tackle and barge his way through. Well tackled by Mickey Thompson. Gets the free kick and goes short. Didn't really gain much distance there. But Robbie Reuter with the football now for the Suburbs.
Comes in the centre. We're looking for Treble Cock again. Up they go. Good spoil there from 23. That was Walsh from Mottawarri. Eventually it comes back towards Reuter. He goes inboard to centre forward looking for, sport there Thompson, but he's taken the mark. Oh, bad stalking there from the Eastern Suburbs side. Rowbottom came in, almost swirled Thompson, but he was good enough to get it on the second grab, and he's got a chance from 30 metres to put another one on the board for Eastern Suburbs.
Yeah, well, Dapper Thompson, he's kicked one. He's no more than 30 metres from goal, directly in front. Vital kick at goal, the drop punt, it looks good. Great goal, Dapper Thompson. His second, and the Eastern Suburbs 7th. And they've now just keeping that distance of 3 goals comfortably at the minute, the Eastern Suburbs side. They move to 7-6, 48 points, leading Mottawarri 4-6, 30, 18 points the margin. 12 minutes gone to the third term.
We're back in the centre again, another bounce. So, let's see what Mottawarri can do here. Can Eastern Suburbs kick away? There's the bounce in the centre, up they go. Tap down comes in direction of Thompson, is stumped out by his own teammate. Bird goes back in. Walsh lays the tackle. They go in hard now. It's eventually flat forward towards the Moose. He handballs over the top to nobody in particular. Going through there is Reuter. Reuter picks it up with the one hand and goes short and finds his teammate Watson on the half-back flank. So Watson's a chance now. He'll come to centre wing where he's got a lead there from Hood. Hood works on top of it, but chipping out in front is Owen Berryman. Berryman can't take the mark. Hood, good pressure, score, and over the line for another throw in.
Graham Hood hands the ball back to the umpire. Very good second quarter, Graham Hood. Ball now back into play. Hood does the bruck work with Reuter against Philip Walsh. Comes to the ground where Troy Hovey taps it. Sits quickly under pressure, and a nice mark taken at half back for Dean Watson.
So Watson clears for the Eastern Suburbs side, goes long into the forward line. They spoil there. Eventually picked up for East Suburbs by Bird. Goes in the direction of Treble Cock. He leads out in the race for it, but good work by McPhee. Forces a handball out in front. We've got a race on our hands here with Thompson's first on the scene. Taps it over to Rundle. Rundle's got time to pick up and turn and steady. He does that. Goes in short and finds his teammate Reuter. He plays on through centre forward. Long into the goal square. They'll contest this one just inside. Peters is too small, but he does the work on the ground against Big Bird. They all sit on top of it. The umpire says, I'll ball it up again, fellas.
Yeah, the kick there from Andy Reuter. Gee whiz, he could have done a little more with that.
He should have picked someone out of it.
Yes, it was just a real buck towards goal, hoping for the best, and well, as it turned out now, umpire Dow bounces down about 25 metres from the eastern suburb goal. At ground level, Troy Hovey does well. Taps it, right clear, lovely drop punt pass. Hits Dale McInnes right on the chest, out of side half-back flank. Up he gets.
McInnes goes towards Bertelmeyer, who's worked up to the wing. The big moose goes through strongly, goes on the right foot, looking for his teammate out there in Berryman, but it's into the waiting arms of Bird. Bird sends Eastern Suburbs into attack. Hovey's there, he spoils, should have taken the mark. Bird's in there to butter up. Picks up, gets a hurried handball out to his teammate out there, looked like Welsh. It eventually goes out to Ballasil. He goes short with a nice kick and finds McInnes is it on the outer side of the ground. He brings it back in the direction of Meeson again, but come on, good spoil by Meeson, but the umpire's paid the mark, and it'll go to the Eastern Suburbs play. Looks like Grant Greenwood.
Yes, Grant Greenwood, the ever reliable defender, dashing half-back flanker for the Eastern Suburbs side, has played a real blinder here this afternoon. Takes his time, looks for the lead, kicks it into the centre-half forward, but always picks Philip Walsh out, who takes the ball and breaks away at half-back. Kicks long looking for Neil Smith. It's over his head. Now Michael Meeson showing a bit of dash for a big fella. Kicks it off the carpet. Oh, the ball sits sweetly for that man Russell. And Dozer Russell punts it through. Great goal, Darryl Russell.
Excellent play there from the Mottawarri side. We've seen Walsh take the mark at half-back. Forced it out to the member side of the ground. It was an awkward-looking kick. Meeson had to work back on top of it. Kicked it off the ground into the run of Russell, who was working down from his outer wing. Picked it up on the left foot, ran in and went bang and put a big one on the board for the Mottawarri side.
Mottawarri 5-6, 36, starting Eastern Suburbs 7, 6-48. Two straight kicks in it, 2 goals on the Taco Bill. Third and vital quarter scoreboard. 16.5 minutes travel, Tassie, of the third term anybody's game.
I think if they're going to get going, they're the players that they need to get them going. The Walshes and the other fella there, number 7, Russell. Up they go again. Bird gets the tap down. Picked up by Hood. Runs onto the left foot. Steadies. Goes with an awkward-looking kick to centre half foot. Out comes Trevelcock. He leads in the race for the ball, but it's picked up by Jackson. He spills it. Nofi takes it. Awkward-looking kick. O'Leary has to push the umpire out of the way and takes the mark at centre half forward. So O'Leary's he's going to go back and have a shot at this one, Ronnie, and you'd almost back him in.
Yes, a lovely footballer, Mick O'Leary, only a youngster that runs all day, good skills, kicking from 35 metres directly in front with the bruise over his shoulder. The drop punt, it looks good. 2 figures raised, great goal, Mick O'Leary. And let's have a look at the scorebook. Mick O'Leary kicks his second, and a very handy 8th goal for the Eastern Suburbs Eagles, who answered that Darryl Russell goal rather smartly.
Well, they've got that 2-goal buffer again. They've had it all day, 2 or 3 goal buffer. Every time Mottawarri get one, they seem to be able to force it down and get themselves another one. So that's the problem with it at the moment. That 2 or 3 goals, it could separate these two at the end of the day.
It certainly could, as we see now umpire Dow gets the ball game underway, bounce down, good one, Reuter comes in, thumps it towards the half forward, all Mottawarri. Can he pick it up though, there's Phillips? No, he can't. No, it was Dwayne Walsh. Good support there by McLean, kicks it off the carpet. Ooh, Walsh comes through and cleans up Dean Watson, I think you'll find. Plays allowed to continue as we see attacker players have formed on centre wing. Umpire Mudnose pulled one out of the bag, and Mickey Thompson is the lucky recipient.
So Thompson, he'll take the kick, centre wing, kicks towards half forward, looking for Stevenson, out in front, good spoil from the Mottawarri defence. Eventually Bird picks it up and slaps it back to the wing. Up goes Bertelmeiser, he can't mark, overruns at Greenwood, in comes Reuter, slapped back out to Greenwood. The umpire's blown a whistle and called holding the man, and we'll see the free kick go to the Moose. Meeson will send them back into attack.
Being held off the ball behind the play. Meeson, it's a lovely long bomb. Up there looking for his brother, Neil Smith. Couldn't take the ball at ground level. Gee, had he handled that clearly, would have ran straight to an open goal. Couldn't do so as the Suburbs defend grimly. Thompson caught one. Advantage paid as Graham Hood now kicks a shocker up there to centre wing. Only travelled about 20 metres. Jackson comes out for the Mottawarri side. Likewise McLean. No one can get clear possession. Bodies making pretty big contact on centre wing. A real red-hot go for the footy as we see now the ball squeezes over line and out of bounds, member side centre wing.
Umpire throws in. Meeson, Ruder. Ball tapped towards the advantage of Eastern Suburbs. O'Leary runs onto it. Out comes, looks like Wood. Good tackle there from the Montewari side. It's spilled out here towards Hovey. If he can get it up, he can run with it. He's tackled when he hasn't got possession. No free kick. No, if he's got possession. He can't get rid of it. Mick Thompson picks up. Handballs back towards Ruder. Over the top towards, looks like Bird. Bird's leg gets his kick away eventually. Looks like Walsh in there now. He can't take it cleanly. Buttering up for him there was Phillips. Eventually Walsh goes back in again. All players desperate to get that one out of the pack, but the umpire says, give it to me, Phil Darren. I'll ball it up again.
Okay, ball at half forward. Eastern Suburbs now trying to get the ball towards their goal. Bird does well. Gets it to McLean, who chops down on Peter Bird. Glenn McLean's quick kick to half forward. A loose one. Julian caught with the football. Great tackle. Brent Fertilizer. Advantage paid. McGuinness picks the footy up. Kicks it quickly. Well smothered off his boots. Sees McLean coming again with some courage. No, I think it might have been it was Owen Berryman. There's a loose ball now. Picked up and cleared for the Eastern Suburbs side to half forward by Darryl Rowbottom, and a great mark there, Dwayne Welsh.
Oh, O'Leary's limping there. He's going off the ground. They'll miss him as he goes in towards, looks like, eventually picked up for Eastern Suburbs and cleared out there by Norman. He goes in the direction of Nofi, and Nofi doesn't let him down. Takes a strong mark contested there. Nofi's got the ball centre half forward, goes back, looks up the ground as we see O'Leary come off the ground. Up they go. They fly at centre half forward. Eventually buttering up is the big fella Bird. Kicks back towards the centre. Meeson goes up and takes a strong mark. He plays on. Goes onto the left foot. He's got a runner out there for him. It looks like laying out there Ballasfield. Russell's first on the scene though. Half forward flank. Here's the build-up. Russell can't get a clear kick out. Eventually run. It looks like Thompson out there does the good work and sends it back to centre wing in the direction of Rundle. If he can keep it in, he's away, but the boundary umpire says, I'm going to have a little bit of this one, fellas, and give it to me and I'll throw it in. We've got it on the centre wing. We've played 20 minutes. It's 5-6-36 Montewari, and they trail Eastern Suburbs 8-6-54.
Yep, anybody's game of football. Great game of football here now. The breeze settled down after that heavy downpour. Conditions a little more conducive for this great game of ours. As we see that Paul Meeson got it down to Russell again, who kicks it up to half forward for the Montewari side. But again, the ball out of play, and we'll see a boundary throw in around 55 metres from the Montewari goal outside of the Western Oval.
We've got a throw in again. Big fella Meeson works to the front, gets the tap down, goes towards, looks like Rowbottom, no, it's Greenwood, incoming for the Eastern Suburbs side to the coach Thompson. He's tackled, couldn't quite get rid of it, it's picked up there by Smith, goes into the forward line, but waiting in the last line of defence is Watson for the Eastern Suburbs side, and Watson all clear. Back through centre half back looking for Rowbottom. Out in front is McLean. Rowbottom strong mark, quick to play on. Goes to centre half forward to Nofi. He's worked out towards the half forward flank. Nofi dropped the eye. He's been played the mark. He's dropped it. Pushes his team opponent Wood off there and goes back. What can he do with this one? Nofi. He's gone into the pocket. Who's he looking for? Looks like Thompson down there. Pushing back and taking a strong mark from Montewari. That's Russell again, who's worked down to the back line.
Yeah, great mark here, half-back flank, and he was under a bit of pressure on that occasion. Kicks a lovely drop punt to centre wing. Walsh was at the back of the pack, couldn't take the ball for the Montewari side. Grant Greenwood, he overruns the footy as well. Working hard there for the Montewari side was Hovey. He was held, and he's still being held, and I think you'll find we'll get the free kick. No, it's going to Pat Jackson.
Just as well there, they were away. Montewari, so Jackson's got it. He'll go to centre half forward. There he goes, looking for a lead, but intercepting there looks like Peter Bird for the Eastern Suburbs side. So he's got it centre half back, chance to repel again. Goes in short, looking for, looks like Rowbottom. Good tackle there from Walsh. Umpire says he didn't have possession. It'll come back, and Rowbottom, who's still limping a little bit with that knee, will take the kick in the centre of the game. It looks like Walsh is down too after that tackle.
Your big boy, Darryl Rowbottom, landed on top of Philip Walsh, who's had the wind taken out of him. The big punt kick up to centre half forward. A great mark taken. And I think you'll find it's Greg Phillips got good use of the body. And the big fella, the spearhead for the Suburbs. Opportunity here from 45 metres. And a real chance to kick his second here this afternoon.
Yeah, he's probably kicked from about 40 metres, almost directly in front. He goes through the motions there.
Kicked it there.
Taking plenty of time. He's got the breeze at his back.
Oh, the ball through the sky.
Treblecock gets the lead there from Peters. He ignores that. Big fellas are back there to try and spoil. Big wooden bird as Treblecock comes in. He kicks from 40. They'll contest it just in front of the goal square. Eventually you'll almost pay the mark there. Should be Wood, and that's the way the umpire sees it. He's paid the mark to Wood, I think, has he? Or is he given it all clear? Yeah, he give it the all clear, but one behind.
That makes sense. Yes, I think you'll find that the Eastern Suburbs player Noki there was over the line when appealing for the mark. With the ball brought back into play, I think you're right, it was Philip Walsh there too, bringing it back in. No, I don't think it was. It was Ray McPhee, of course. At the outer side of the ground for the Motawarri side. A lot of pressure out there at half back, and I think you'll find it overline and out of bounds.
I was trying to give the score to the boys to put the air, then you spoke this they gave it.
25 minutes have gone to the third and final quarter, Sassy, and we've got, let's have a look, 19 points the margin, Eastern Suburbs leading.
And Hovey gets a kick across his body, but intercepting there is Rundle. It comes back to Hovey, out of bounds Hovey, drops it to the ground in disgust, and we'll have another throw in on the outer side of the ground. So let's see what Hovey can do with this ball. If he can work under Mason and get it out of the centre here, there'll be a chance to go into attack. And we hear the Geelong are 17 points up over at Cadinia Park, but back here at the Western Oval, Thompson's picked up and given a beautiful pass into the lead of Nofi at centre half forward.
Done very well too, Frank Nofi since coming on.
Been a good player from especially this quarter at centre half forward. Kick gets underneath that one. Bird's there. He'll try and mark out in front. He does that, takes the mark in the last line of defence. So Bird played it. Excellent game from Motawarri. Sends it back out to the outer side of the ground, looking for his teammate out there in Walsh. And Walsh doesn't let him down, takes the chest mark. Quick hands to McLean. He can go in the centre to the runner Phillips. He doesn't do that. It comes down to the centre of the ground. Balasol goes in. He can't get it out. They all moving on top of it there. Eventually it comes out to McLean. He runs back into trouble, and that's in the form of Peters. He gives up some ground to Jackson, but that gives Jackson time to steady, bring it out towards Berryman. Berryman can't mark. Over the top towards the player there is Smith for Motawarri. Eventually it's out of its bounce. And as we have a throw in, we hear that Geelong have gone to a 23-point lead. 23-point lead over at Cadinia Park.
Yeah, good news, go Cats. Back to the footy here. And, we're Motawarri trailing Eastern Suburbs by 19 points. Ball back into play. Comes to ground where Hovey's got it. There's been a whistle on play.
A bit of a scrappy tackle there from the young fella Peters on McLean after he gave that ball up.
By tackle indicates Phil Dower. And, the DVC. Glenn McLean with the footy from Motawarri, drives him into attack.
And Bertelmeyer seems to be pushed off that one. That's the way the umpire sees it. So we'll see the big fella Bertelmeyer, Brett Bertelmeyer, will take the kick from half forward. He's got that was a quick quarter. We've played 26 minutes. And the siren's gone for three-quarter time. The three-quarter time score here at the Western Oval, 8-7-55. Motawarri 5-6, 36. So Eastern Suburbs with a slender lead. And Motawarri, I would suggest, will have the breeze just slightly in this last quarter. So we look forward to an entertaining last quarter as we see Bertelmeyer come in and take that kick after the siren. It wasn't a bad kick, but you can't kick him from 200 metres out. And umpire puts his hands up and signals the end of what was an interesting third quarter of football, Ronnie.